What's up, world? Welcome back to Charge the Game podcast. And we got to get into Bronny James as he is, remaining in the NBA draft. Seems like this kid is pretty confident on where he's going. This video is going to be about the whole Klutch production. That's LeBron James is the head of the snake. Rich Paul and Bronny James will be the body of this snake. And we're going to get into this situation on how LeBron James, man, the puppet master will work his magic no matter what. And we're going to get into this situation, guys. But first, I need you guys to do me a huge favor. Make sure you guys like this video, hit that notification bell, and also subscribe to the YouTube channel. Back to the video. Now, Bronny James, we all know, right, that he is, in the NBA draft, sort of say. And it's just crazy how this whole thing went from him being, a mock draft back, 2 or 3 months ago, where Bronny James wasn't even considered a draft prospect, right? From there, Bronny James managed to somehow become this elite defender that no one heard about until, it was put out in the media and the media started covering it, right? I'm just going down the timeline of how Bronny James will be drafted by the Los Angeles Lakers, right? Because we all know it's going to happen. But first, we got to look at, how it's going to lead up to this. And Bronny James, man, like I said, now he is being labeled a elite defender, and I believe he plays solid defense, but not to where I felt like it was a defensive player of the year jumping off the screen when he was in college. And I get it, like you got to somehow get his name in there somehow. Then he went from, being 6'4" in the NBA combine. He came in measuring 6'1". So now I'm just thinking to myself, okay, the gimmick's up. Like, come on, guys. And I think they say he weighs around 210 pounds. But you can clearly look here at this page here, and you can see where he's retaining a lot of water. Looks like he's keeping a lot of weight. He's gained a lot of weight in his face, which lets me know that he's bulking just to, feed into the measurements of his weight. I think his natural weight is probably 190, 195. Maybe he put on a few extra pounds, took a mass gain or drank some water just to fill out, because you're going to be running like crazy and they're going to be taking these measurements. So now that we got all this going, he somehow entered into the draft. And then they said he could possibly go as a second rounder. Now you have all these Vegas odds saying that he could potentially go, in the first round. And now they're pretty much saying he could end up being one of the #1 picks. Oh my goodness, like how? You know what I'm saying? And like I tell you guys, man, I got nothing against Bronny James. I think that he's a great kid. I think that he has a great head on his shoulder. I will not take anything from the job of a father that LeBron James, has done. Him and Savannah James, they have done great things with their family and have produced some wonderful kids. So let's not make this about the hate. And I know LeBron James came out with a video and saying that, this kid is receiving a lot of hate. That's just not the case, in my opinion. I just think that people have to, be fair. LeBron James gets criticized for his game, and he can take it. So he has to understand that, with Bronny James being his son, what's going to happen. So let's get into the Klutch production of this, ran by Rich Paul in LeBron James, where he goes on to say from this article, agent says Bronny James staying in the NBA draft. Lakers need to look at Bronny like everyone else. Here's the crazy part about it. Bronny's only training or willing to, work out with 2 teams. And that's the Los Angeles Lakers and the Phoenix Suns. So you're saying this as if Bronny James, has several options, which he does, but they're being so meticulous with this. They're just throwing stuff into the media to, it's pretty much smog. It's smoke and fog. And they're throwing stuff into the media like this. Lakers need to look at Bronny like everyone else. When we all know that the Lakers are the first in line to look at Bronny James because they're going to be the ones drafting him. And it's just funny to me how Rich Paul and LeBron James are trying to throw these narratives out here and trying to get the public people to look away as if we don't see what's going on here. I'm not the smartest guy when it comes to sports, but I literally can look at this situation and tell that, it's going to go the way LeBron James wants it to go. Bronny James's agent, aka Rich Paul, says the son of the NBA's all-time leading scorer will remain in the 2024 NBA draft after playing 1 year of college basketball at USC. And, This just goes to show you, man, how much Klutch Sports can flex their muscles whenever they get ready, man. They run the NBA. And Adam Silver should be ashamed of himself. There should be some type of stipulations in the league that does not allow this much control. But when you're LeBron James, you always figure out an alternate way or an alternate route to get what you want. And no wonder LeBron James is passive aggressive. He doesn't have to do the talking because he got his right hand man, Rich Paul, front line, ready to do what he got to do and say what he got to say, so that LeBron James can look and act like, you know, he's hands off of this, even when it comes to the coaching hiring. But I'll make a video about that as well. Don't you guys worry. Goes on to say he's staying in the draft, Rich Paul said in an interview with ESPN. And we all know that Rich Paul and LeBron James run ESPN. And under here, it lists his stats where it says he averaged 4.8 points. And this is another thing. This started off at first as 4.2 points. Then it went to 4.7 points. Now it's up to 4.8 points. I'm just letting you guys know how the media can slowly edge these guys into looking. And this isn't anything like drastic, because if you're asking me, when I look at what Caitlin Clark is able to do on a collegiate level, it transitions into the pros. And all I'm saying, just like everybody else, is if you're going to, you know, catapult this guy into the NBA draft, it would have been better to see him, you know, go another year. And then the nerve of Rich Paul and LeBron James to think that this kid is this good to where he can turn down a two-way contract when he doesn't even deserve that. In my opinion, he doesn't deserve that, but they're willing to give it to him because you got to pump fake the media. You got to make people feel like, well, you know, even though he's LeBron James, in all fairness, he did get sent to the G League, but because he's royalty, that's frowned upon on. Like, it's looked down on. So LeBron James is not about to allow that to happen, where his son, who clearly needs a little help in the G League and could use the grooming, he doesn't want that to happen, man. And it just goes to show you, man, you know, LeBron James, we can say what we want to say about him, but hey, you know, maybe if we were in the same situation with LeBron James, we would be the same way. I don't know. I see a lot of former NBA players whose sons, I see Kenyon Martin's son, I see Carmelo Anthony's son, I see so many of these NBA greats, Matt Barnes, not that he's an NBA great, but you guys get the gist. I'm just saying, like, I don't see any of these people, you know, having their sons discussed in the media. We do see Gilbert Arenas' son getting a lot of attention, but man, like, I don't know, man. I feel like you should just let the kid, his journey be his journey, you know, but it just seems like this isn't going to be the situation with Bronny James, as it's going to go the way LeBron James wants. You know, that's just what it is. 2.8 rebounds and average 2.1 assists in 25 games with USC. That's 25 games. So that means this was his consistency. And to me, he is a glorified role player, meaning you can use him in spurts. But it just seems like LeBron James wants to, you know, front load his son. He's going to ruin this kid, in my opinion, because once he gets to this league on this level, which he hasn't thoroughly prepared or properly prepared for, it's just not going to look the same. And there's not going to be anything LeBron James can do, you know, when his son is being scrutinized. And you got to think about how certain NBA players, let's look at Paul George for an example. He has been in the league how long? And look how he got clowned when he was in the bubble, putting up way more points than 4.8 points, but the mental health side of it. LeBron James is built for that. Look at his circumstances involved when he was growing up, having to man up to take care of his mom, his family. So he's built for this, and he knew he had to get past all of this to secure a life that Bronny James now has, that his mom now has. And I just don't know if Bronny James is made of that same criteria, man. And you just don't want to see this kid, you know, go down in flames like that. We saw with Michael Jordan's son. You know, even though Michael Jordan wasn't an advocate for his son to play ball, his son tried and he failed. And he still ended up doing great things in life. He bagged Larsa Pimpin, which isn't a brag or a flex, but he still seems to be a very happy man. And I just think with all of the businesses that LeBron James has going, I wouldn't have forced this on my kid. And I get he's your first, but to me, in all sincerity, I think that Bryce James, from the look of his stance, his legs are popped out like his dad's. LeBron James, he naturally just has the hooping aura to me, like the energy and all of that. And I just think that he will be the prospect that catches people by surprise because he's the one that flies under the radar. So, you know, This is going to happen, whether we like it or not. And Bronny James is going to have his wishes fulfilled. He will be a Los Angeles Laker. And you guys can quit it with the whole Phoenix Suns situation. I don't see that happening. And I damn sure don't see LeBron James leaving his palatial estate, all of his businesses, to go team up with Kevin Durant, Bradley Beal, or whatever, however that situation may work, because it damn sure can't be 4 of them over there. So I just don't see any of that happening, you know. And this just goes to show proof, man, that, you know, I listen to Kwame Brown a lot. A lot of people like to joke on him and call him a bust, but he always says that stars aren't born, they are created. And what do we see here? The league wants this guy to be such a star next to his dad, to where they're willing to put out all of these type of narratives, man. It's just wild to me, man. And this is the way the world works now. Adam Silver, to me, doesn't have the balls that, I forget, was it David Stern? David Stern just had more of a different approach to the way he handled the NBA. And it's just been LeBron's league for so long, to where everything has to go his way. And man, in all sincerity, I think that LeBron James is a phenomenal talent, but I will just be glad when, you know, the league starts to go a different route. I think that once LeBron James is done with the NBA, that the league will do a full 360 and balance back out, because, you know, it's coach after coach, it's player after player, my way, my way, my way. And it's just, to me, it's just bad sportsmanship. I mean, I will not take anything away from his talent, but hey, you know, we'll see how this thing goes. So you guys weigh in with your thoughts, your comments, and concerns. Are you guys ready for Bronny James to be a Los Angeles Laker? That's a question for Laker Nation. So you guys weigh in with that. Let me know. Thank you so much for the time. See you guys next time. If you found any value to this video, I ask that you subscribe to the YouTube channel for more future content. See you guys next time. Peace.